What if I told you that airport retailers, duty-free shops, and currency exchange kiosks have been picking your pocket long before you ever board the plane? And the people who actually know, the road warriors, the frequent flyers, the ones who live out of a carry-on 200 nights a year, they've been watching you overpay for the same 5 items while they quietly invest in 3 things that actually pay for themselves before you even land? Here's what most people miss. The airport terminal isn't a store, it's a trap. Once you pass security, you become a captive audience, and every vendor behind those gates knows it. They know you forgot your charger. They know you're thirsty. They know that little chocolate box looks like the perfect gift when your brain is already in vacation mode. And they have been exploiting that psychology for decades. But here's what makes this list different. We're not just exposing the ripoffs. We're ending with 3 items the seasoned travelers actually spend money on, and worth it. Number 1 is the Apple AirTag, that $29 tracker that has quietly saved the airline industry over $6 billion in mishandled baggage costs. And the smartest travelers figured out years ago that owning one flips all that chaos in your favor. And worth it. Number 2 is a $40 piece of foam that travelers swore couldn't possibly be worth the price until they woke up on a 12-hour flight without a single neck cramp. Hit that subscribe button, because every week we post videos that pull back the curtain on what the travel industry charges you versus what things actually cost, so you never overpay again. Here are 5 travel essentials that have been robbing you blind, followed by 3 that are actually worth every cent. Ranked from quietly overpriced to absolutely criminal. Number 5. Airport bottled water. The $3 hostage negotiation hiding behind a plastic cap. The moment you clear TSA, your reusable bottle is empty, your throat is dry, and the nearest cooler is charging you $3 for something that flows free from a fountain 10 feet away. The TSA 311 rule, nothing over 3.4 ounces through security, has been training you to buy overpriced water for years, and the airports know exactly what they're doing. Bottled water inside terminals runs 2 to 3 times what you'd pay at any grocery store. That's a 200% markup on something your body literally cannot go without. The field data backs this up. Every seasoned traveler who's done the math has landed on the same solution, and it costs $0 after the first use. You bring an empty reusable bottle through security and fill it at a hydration station on the other side. Most major airports now have complimentary water refill stations near every gate cluster. Here's how to actually use it. Pack a collapsible or lightweight bottle in your personal item. Empty it before the security line. Fill it the second you're through. You just saved yourself $6 to $10 per trip, which adds up to over $100 a year if you fly monthly. Why does this obvious move get overlooked? Because the terminal layout is designed to put a cooler full of cold bottles directly in your sightline the moment you clear the checkpoint, and your lizard brain says yes before your wallet says wait. That empty bottle is probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, and it's the single easiest money you'll ever save at the airport. Number 4. Airport electronics and chargers. The 400% panic tax on things you already own. You left your charger on the nightstand. It happens. And the airport knows it happens, which is why that USB cable dangling from a hook in the terminal shop costs 2 to 3 times what you'd pay online. Lindsay Secreta at Deal News put hard numbers on it. Their research shows electronics at airports run 34% more expensive on average than online prices. And that's the average. Headphones can spike to 400% above retail. A power bank bought in the terminal waiting lounge will be your most expensive and saddest purchase of the entire trip. The receipts are clear on this one. These prices aren't driven by product quality or supply chain cost. They're driven by desperation. The vendors know you have a dead phone and a boarding pass you need to scan in 40 minutes. That's not retail, that's a ransom. Think about that. 400% on headphones. Unlike the inflatable airport pillows and cheap gear lining those same shelves, the one thing that never drops in price behind security is the thing you forgot at home. Here's how to actually use this knowledge. Keep a dedicated travel pouch with a spare charger, a cable, and a small power bank. Leave it in your carry-on permanently. Never unpack it at home. The 30 seconds it takes to set that up saves you $50 to $80 every time you'd otherwise panic buy at the gate. Why does this keep happening? Because charger companies and airport retailers have built an entire business model around the forgetful and the desperate, and they've been extracting premium prices from travelers for as long as terminals have had power outlets. That spare cable is probably in a drawer at home right now, waiting to save you a small fortune. Number 3, duty-free chocolate and snacks. The 42% markup wearing a bow and pretending it's a deal. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that the entire airport shopping experience is engineered to separate you from your money at the exact moment you're least likely to resist, do me a favor, hit that like button. It helps this reach people who actually care about where their money goes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you belong here. Now, duty-free chocolate. This one stings because it feels like you're getting a deal. The word duty-free implies savings. The idea is that because VAT, value-added tax, and import duties are waived on goods sold in international zones, you're supposed to come out ahead. But Veronica Thor, a consumer and shopping expert, puts it plainly. The small tax savings doesn't make up for the markup in prices. The numbers don't lie. A Snickers mini pouch runs about $5.70 at Target. The same product at duty-free sits at $14.50. That's a 163% markup dressed up as a tax break. A 360-gram Toblerone averages roughly 11 euros in duty-free, making it genuinely cheaper to buy Swiss chocolate in a regular retail store in Switzerland. Brittany Sharman advises travelers directly. Don't buy chocolate at the airport or in the duty-free shop because you're usually paying 2 or 3 times more than the supermarket price. Think about that. 2 to 3 times more for the exact same candy bar you can grab at any checkout aisle back home. Here's how to actually use it. If you want to bring chocolate as a gift, buy it at a supermarket or local shop before you head to the airport. You'll get better selection, fresher product, and you'll keep an extra $8 to $10 per purchase in your pocket. This gets overlooked because the duty-free zone is designed to feel exclusive, like a members-only lounge where savings magically appear. They don't. That supermarket you drove past on the way to the airport had the same chocolate for half the price. Number 2, airport currency exchange. The silent 7 to 15% skim hiding in the exchange rate. This is the one that burns because you can't even see the markup on the receipt. Airport currency exchange booths, including the big operators like Travelex, advertise no commission and no fees in bright letters, but the real cost is buried in the exchange rate itself. The spread between what your currency is actually worth and what they give you runs 7 to 15% worse than a standard bank rate outside the airport. On a $500 exchange, that's $35 to $75 gone, not to a fee you agreed to a rate you didn't realize was rigged. And if you ever use your regular debit card at an airport ATM or payment terminal and they ask if you want to pay in your home currency, always decline that. That's dynamic currency conversion, or DCC, and it adds another 3 to 8% invisible markup on top of whatever the kiosk is already taking. The testing backs this up. Every financial comparison between airport exchange counters and local banks or ATMs outside the terminal shows the same pattern. The airport rate is always worse, and it's worse by design. These kiosks pay premium rent for their location because they know you'll trade convenience for value when you're rushing to catch a connecting flight. Here's how to actually use this. Withdraw local currency from an ATM at your destination using a debit card with no foreign transaction fees. Or use a service like Wise, which offers exchange rates within 1% of the actual market rate, compared to the 8 to 15% you're losing at the airport kiosk. Either method saves you that invisible tax. Why does this get overlooked? Because the booth is right there. The signage says no commission, and your brain reads that as free. It's not free. It's the most expensive way to get local currency, and it has been quietly skimming from travelers for as long as international terminals have existed. You probably have a bank card in your wallet right now that would get you a better rate from any ATM in the arrival hall. Number 1. Airport souvenirs. The astronomical markup on a memory that belongs to the city, not the terminal. This is the biggest offender on the list, and it's the one almost nobody questions because it feels like part of the travel experience. But Peter Yang, a seasoned business traveler, says it directly. There is an astronomical markup on souvenirs at the airport. Magnets priced at 5 to 10 euros. I love Paris t-shirts at 30 euros. Keychains, shot glasses, miniature landmarks, all of it priced for a captive audience with boarding passes and gilt. And you'll find it all at Hudson News and every other airport retailer between your gate and the exit. Coleman Collins, a former full-time traveler, explains the mechanism. Airports take advantage of the fact that once you're past those security gates, you're a captive audience. Every experienced traveler knows this. The exact same magnet, the exact same t-shirt, the exact same keychain costs a fraction of the price at a shop in the actual city, and the city version is more authentic, more unique, and tells a better story than anything shrink-wrapped next to a register in the terminal. Here's how to actually use it. Buy souvenirs during your trip, not at the end of it. Visit local markets, neighborhood shops, artisan stalls. You'll find handmade items with actual provenance instead of mass-produced trinkets with an airport tax. If you forgot, order something online when you get home. It'll still be cheaper. Why does this get overlooked? Because your brain is in a generous, nostalgic, slightly panicked state in the final hour before departure. You want to bring something back, and the airport puts a wall of options right in front of you at the exact moment you're most vulnerable. That local market you walked through 3 days ago had better gifts at a third of the price, and you probably took a photo of the stall but didn't stop to buy. Now here's where the script flips. Because the smartest travelers aren't just avoiding rip-offs. They're investing in 3 specific items that pay for themselves immediately. Worth it number 3, compression packing cubes. The $30 organizational hack that turns a carry-on into a 2-week wardrobe. One tester said it plainly. It tightens up your clothes to at least 1.5 times your space usage, and the construction has remained fully intact through aggressive packing over and over again. The Gonex 4-cube set runs about $30, and travelers routinely fit 12 days' worth of clothing into a single carry-on using compression cubes. That's 1.5 to 2 times more than what the same bag holds without them. The real-world results confirm it. Every frequent traveler who has switched to compression cubes reports the same thing. They stopped checking bags. And when you stop checking bags, you stop paying baggage fees, you stop waiting at carousels, and you stop risking lost luggage entirely. Compressed clothes wrinkle more, so pack your casual wear in compression cubes and keep dress clothes in regular cubes. Here's how to actually use it. Roll soft fabrics, compress them in the cubes, and stack them flat in your carry-on. Save the top layer for anything you need wrinkle-free. That suitcase you're packing for your next trip is probably holding half the clothes it could right now. Worth it number 2. A quality travel pillow. The $40 sleep solution that turns a 12-hour flight into actual rest. The Cabo Evolution S3 runs $40. The Evolution X sits at about $47. Unlike cheap inflatable airport pillows that run $15 to $25 and leave you with the same neck cramp you started with, the Cabo's dual-density memory foam actually supports your head, whether you're sitting upright or leaning at an angle. And the reviews from people who've tried every neck pillow on the market tell the same story. One reviewer wrote, "I've tried many types of pillows and nothing helped. I had a 12-hour flight coming up and decided to give this one a try. It was the best decision ever. I slept for several hours and felt much more rested. The raised side supports stop your head from bobbing forward mid-sleep. The overnight testers back this up. One flight to Europe proved it when the tester woke up without the usual neck cramp for the first time." Cheap airport travel pillows, on the other hand, are overpriced, uncomfortable, and unreliable. Here's how to actually use it. Clip it to your carry-on with the included snap loop. Use it on every flight over 3 hours. A quality pillow lasts years, which means that $40 investment breaks down to pennies per flight. That cramped middle seat on your next red-eye is waiting for you, and your neck deserves better than a balled-up hoodie. Worth it number 1. The Apple AirTag. The $29 insurance policy that knows where your luggage is when the airline doesn't. Over 2.4 million air travelers had checked bags that were lost, delayed, or damaged on domestic flights in the United States last year alone, according to the Bureau of Transportation Statistics. Internationally, the problem is 5 times worse. According to CETA's 2026 Baggage IT Insights report, airlines globally spent $6.3 billion on mishandled baggage. And the system they use to track your bag? Until recently, it ran on 1980s-era teletype messaging. Even with IATA Resolution 753 mandating that airlines track every bag at key points in the journey, most carriers still can't tell you in real time which airport your suitcase is sitting in. The Apple AirTag taps into Apple's Find My network, which connects to over 1 billion devices worldwide. In an airport full of iPhones, your bag is pinging its location constantly. The second-generation AirTag added 50% longer precision finding range, a louder speaker, and a new share item location feature that lets you send your bag's live position directly to airline staff to speed up recovery. Every road warrior who carries one confirms it. A $29 single tag or $99 for a 4-pack. That's less than the cost of one airport souvenir, and it covers every bag in your household. Here's how to actually use it. Slip one into the lining pocket of each checked bag. Enable notifications for when it separates from you. If your bag doesn't show up at the carousel, you'll already know which airport it's sitting in before the airline does. This gets overlooked because people assume the airline's tracking system works. It doesn't. Not reliably. Not fast enough. That AirTag sitting in your junk drawer right now could be the difference between a 2-hour delay and a 2-day nightmare on your next international trip. If you made it all the way to the end, you've just learned something most people never will. The travel industry has 2 prices for everything. The one they charge the uninformed, and the one the insiders actually pay. Smash that like button if this changed how you think about what you buy before and during a trip. Drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you most. Team AirTag? Team compression packing cubes? Team duty-free chocolate markup? I read every comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, sometimes the best travel gear isn't in the airport terminal behind the security gates. Sometimes it's in your kitchen drawer, your hall closet, or a $30 set of cubes waiting for you to pack it.